There is something happening in your wallet right now. As you read this, as you go about your day, as you sleep at night, and most people have absolutely no idea it is occurring. It is silent, it is invisible, and it is costing you more than you can imagine. Not dramatically, not all at once, but slowly, consistently. The way a small leak in a pipe does not flood your house in a single night, but quietly ruins the foundation over years, until one day the whole structure is compromised, and you are standing in the wreckage wondering what went wrong. Today I am going to show you exactly what that leak is, where it lies, and how to seal it permanently. But first I need to ask you something. When was the last time you actually thought about your wallet? Not your bank account, not your investments, not your budget spreadsheet, your physical wallet. The one sitting in your pocket or your bag right now. Most people treat their wallet like a storage unit. You stuff things in, you pull things out, you never really think about the system. And that is the first mistake, because your wallet is not just a container. Your wallet is a signal. It is a message you send to money about whether it is welcome in your life or not. And if that message is wrong, if the signal is off, money will keep passing through your hands no matter how hard you work or how much you earn. I want to tell you about a man I know. His name is Tariq. Tariq is one of the most hardworking people I have ever met in my life. He wakes up at 5 in the morning. He runs a small business. He works 6 days a week without complaint. By any measure, Tariq should be wealthy. He earns good money. But every time I would see him, he would tell me the same thing. He would say, "I do not understand where it goes. I earn well, but I am never ahead." And one day, completely by accident, I saw his wallet. It fell out of his pocket, and when it hit the ground, receipts spilled out, old cards he no longer used, folded pieces of paper with phone numbers written on them from years ago, expired loyalty cards, a torn movie ticket stub, coins mixed in with the bills facing every direction, some folded in half, some crumpled at the edges. And in that moment, I understood everything about Tariq's relationship with money. Not because of superstition, not because of magic, but because of what that wallet revealed about his psychology, his habits, his unconscious beliefs about wealth. The state of your wallet is a direct mirror of the state of your financial life. And today we are going to change both. Let me take you back in time for a moment, because understanding where this habit comes from helps you break it for good. When we are children, we are given our first experience of money through a wallet or a piggy bank or a small purse, and nobody teaches us how to treat it. Nobody sits us down and says, "This is not just a container, this is a relationship." So we learn from watching the adults around us. And most adults, with all due respect, were never taught either. They keep money the way their parents kept money, carelessly, unconsciously, without intention. And so the habit passes from generation to generation, not because it is right, but simply because it is familiar. Psychologists who study financial behavior have documented something remarkable. They have found that the way a person physically handles money is directly correlated with their financial outcomes. People who treat money casually, who crumple it, who mix it with receipts and old cards and debris, consistently report higher levels of financial stress, lower savings rates, and less wealth accumulation compared to people who handle money with deliberate care. This is not about being obsessive or rigid. It is about sending yourself a message every single day about how you value what comes through your hands. Now I want to walk you through something I call the 7 silent destroyers. These are the 7 specific ways that people keep money in their wallets that silently work against their financial well-being. And I promise you, by the time I finish explaining all 7, You will never look at your wallet the same way again. The first silent destroyer is the crumpled bill. I know it sounds almost too simple to matter. A crumpled bill versus a flat bill, who cares, right? The value is the same either way. But here is what the crumpled bill actually represents. It represents carelessness. It represents a subconscious belief that money is not worthy of your attention, that it is just paper, that it does not matter how you treat it. And the danger is not the bill itself. The danger is what the habit of crumpling reveals and reinforces. Every time you crumple a bill and shove it into your wallet without a second thought, you are rehearsing a behavior pattern that says money is not important enough to handle with care. And that pattern does not stay in your wallet. It bleeds into every financial decision you make. The way you crumple a bill is the same energy with which you casually skip a savings transfer, impulsively buy something you did not plan for, or fail to check your bank statement for 3 months because it feels like too much effort. Wealthy people, and I do not mean people who inherited money, I mean people who built wealth intentionally from ordinary incomes, consistently handle physical cash with a kind of quiet respect. They fold it properly. They keep bills facing the same direction, not because someone told them to, but because their relationship with money is one of attention and intention, and it shows in the smallest details. The second silent destroyer is expired and unused cards. Look inside your wallet right now. I am serious. Actually do it. How many cards are in there? And of those cards, how many do you actually use? How many are expired? How many belong to accounts you forgot you even had? Most people are carrying around between 8 and 15 items in their wallet at any given time, and a large portion of those items serve no active purpose in their financial life whatsoever. Here is why this matters beyond the obvious clutter. Every card you carry that you do not use is a piece of a financial relationship that you have abandoned but not closed. And unfinished financial relationships cost you in ways you do not see. There are credit accounts that you forgot about that are quietly charging you annual fees. There are loyalty programs accumulating points that expire because you never log in to use them. There are accounts that lower your credit score simply by existing and being inactive. But more than the practical costs, there is a psychological cost. When your wallet is full of things you do not use, you cannot find what you need quickly. You fumble, you lose track. You feel vague financial anxiety every time you open it, because somewhere deep down your brain recognizes that you are not in control of what is in there. Financial clarity begins with physical clarity. You cannot have a clear financial life if you cannot even identify everything in your wallet. The third silent destroyer is keeping receipts in your wallet. I want you to think about this from a purely practical standpoint first. A receipt is a record of money that has already left you. It is the paperwork of past spending, and yet people carry these records around with them for weeks, sometimes months, stuffed into their wallets until the wallet becomes an archive of financial exits. A receipt for a coffee from 3 weeks ago, a grocery receipt from last Tuesday, a slip from an ATM withdrawal that you do not even remember making. All of this paper is weighing down your wallet with the energy of money that is already gone. Now, some people say, but I need the receipts for returns or for tracking expenses. And I understand that. But here is the difference between a financially intentional person and everyone else. The intentional person has a system for receipts. They either photograph them immediately and store them digitally, or they have a designated place at home, a drawer, an envelope, a folder, where receipts go. The wallet is not a filing cabinet. The wallet is an active financial instrument for the present moment. When you keep receipts in your wallet, You are blending the past and the present, which makes it almost impossible to have a clear picture of where you stand financially right now. Clean out the receipts. Take them home. Photograph what you need, discard the rest, and feel the immediate shift in clarity that follows. The fourth silent destroyer is mixing coins with bills. I want to tell you about a woman named Amara. Amara came to one of my financial workshops about 2 years ago. She was a teacher, mid-career, earning a decent salary, but perpetually feeling behind financially. When I asked her to show me her wallet as part of the workshop exercise, she pulled out a wallet so thick it could barely close. Inside were bills, cards, receipts, and a significant collection of loose coins rattling around among everything else. Amara told me she had been carrying those same coins for so long, she could not even remember where most of them came from. We counted them together. It was just over $12 in loose change. $12 that had been sitting in her wallet, doing absolutely nothing for months, possibly years. But that is not the real problem. The real problem is what the coins represented. Amara had not made a deliberate decision to save those coins. She had not decided to spend them. She had simply let them accumulate by default, by inaction, by the absence of intention. And that is exactly how her broader financial life was operating. Not through bad decisions, but through the complete absence of decisions. Money left to its own devices does not grow. It dissipates. It gets spent on things you cannot remember, absorbed into expenses that should not have happened, drained by fees and impulses and unconscious choices. The coins in Amara's wallet were a perfect miniature portrait of her entire financial situation. After the workshop, Amara started a coin jar at home. Every evening, she emptied her wallet of coins and put them in the jar. Within 6 months, she had saved over $300 without changing anything else about her behavior. That is the power of intentional systems, even small ones. The fifth silent destroyer is carrying more cash than you need. There is a common belief, especially among people who grew up in households where cash was the primary currency, that carrying a lot of cash makes you feel secure. It feels like wealth. It feels like power. Like having a thick stack of bills in your wallet means you are doing well. But research into financial psychology tells a completely different story. Studies have shown consistently that people spend significantly more when they pay with cash compared to when they pay with a card. Not because cash is less valuable, but because the physical act of handing over bills creates what researchers call the pain of paying. When you have a lot of cash in your wallet, that pain is reduced. The money feels abundant. It feels like there is plenty. And so you spend more freely, more impulsively, more carelessly than you would if you were aware of exactly how much you have and exactly what you are spending it on. There is a story I heard about a man named Reza who grew up in a family that believed cash in hand was the only real security. He carried large amounts of cash everywhere. He went his entire adult life. By the time he was 50, despite earning well for 30 years, he had almost no savings. Not because of catastrophic events, not because of bad investments, but simply because the habit of carrying excess cash had kept him in a perpetual state of feeling wealthy while actually draining wealth. The solution is not to never carry cash. The solution is to carry exactly what you need for the day or the week, intentionally decided in advance, and not a bill more. The sixth silent destroyer is a wallet that is too full to close properly. And I want to talk about this one from a slightly different angle, because this one is about more than just clutter. A wallet that cannot close is a wallet that is broadcasting something to everyone around you and to yourself every single time you open it. It is broadcasting overwhelm. It is broadcasting the message that you have more coming in than you can manage, or more likely, that you have accumulated more obligations, more accounts, more financial relationships than you have the clarity to handle. The physical inability of your wallet to close is a perfect metaphor for a financial life that has not been organized, reviewed, or intentionally curated. Wealthy people, not just financially wealthy, but people who have genuine peace of mind around money, consistently describe their wallets as simple, thin, organized, and easy to navigate. They know exactly what is in there. They can tell you every card by name and purpose. They carry what serves them and nothing more, because they understand that financial management is not about accumulating things. It is about curating them. Every unnecessary item in your wallet is a decision you have not made, and unmade decisions are one of the most draining forces in a person's financial life. They sit in the background consuming mental energy, creating low-level anxiety, and keeping you from the clarity you need to make good financial choices going forward. The seventh and final silent destroyer is the one almost nobody talks about, and it is this keeping your wallet in the wrong place. Most men keep their wallet in their back pocket. Most women keep their wallet buried at the bottom of a bag, and in both cases the wallet, which should be your most active financial instrument, becomes something you forget about entirely for days at a time. You do not interact with it consciously. You do not think about what is in it. You do not review it. It simply sits there, passively, collecting debris and quietly reflecting the disorder of a financial life that has not been given attention. Here is a practice I want you to consider. Every single evening, before you go to sleep, take your wallet out and put it somewhere visible. Your desk, your nightstand, somewhere you will see it. And every single morning, spend 60 seconds with it. Open it. Look at the cash inside. Know how much you have. Check the cards. Make sure everything that is in there belongs there. This one practice, 60 seconds per day, creates a level of financial awareness that most people have never experienced, because most people are not aware of their money. They are simply reacting to it. They look at their bank account when they are worried. They open their wallet when they need to pay for something. And in between those moments, money exists in a kind of unconscious fog. The 60-second wallet review breaks that fog. It says, I am paying attention. I am aware. I am in relationship with my money, not just in proximity to it. Now I want to bring everything together, because understanding the 7 silent destroyers is only the first part of this journey. The second part is building what I call the wealth wallet system, and it starts with a complete reset. I want you to do this today, not tomorrow, not this weekend, today. Find a clear surface in your home, empty your wallet completely, and lay everything out. Every card, every bill, every receipt, every coin, every piece of paper. Look at it all. This is the complete picture of your current relationship with money. Now sort it into 3 categories. The first category is what you use every single week: your primary debit or credit card, your ID, your health insurance card, if you need it frequently, a reasonable amount of cash for your typical week. The second category is what you use occasionally, but not daily, your secondary card, your loyalty cards for places you actually visit, any membership cards that have genuine value in your life. The third category is everything else: the expired cards, the receipts, the loyalty cards for businesses you have not visited in a year, the coins, the random slips of paper, the cards for accounts you forgot you had. Category 3 goes, not maybe, not eventually, now. The expired cards get cut up. The receipts get photographed if you need them and discarded if you do not. The loyalty cards get either added to a digital wallet app on your phone or thrown away. The accounts you forgot about get closed properly, not ignored. This process usually takes between 20 and 40 minutes, and people describe it as one of the most unexpectedly powerful financial experiences they have ever had, not because of the practical results, though those are significant, but because of what it does to your relationship with money. For many people, it is the first time they have ever looked at every piece of their financial life in one place and made a conscious decision about each one. After the reset, the wallet you put back together should have a maximum of 5 to 7 items. Your primary card, your ID, one backup card, your health card if applicable, a reasonable amount of flat, organized cash with all bills facing the same direction. And that is it. Everything else lives somewhere else by design. Your loyalty cards live in a digital app. Your secondary cards live in a secure drawer at home, accessible when needed, but not cluttering your active financial instrument. Your receipts live in a designated physical or digital filing system, sorted and reviewed weekly. And your coins, beautiful, valuable, often forgotten coins, live in a jar at home that you count and deposit every single month. Because those coins add up. $12 a week is over $600 a year, and $600 invested consistently over 10 years at a modest rate of return is not a small amount of money. It is the beginning of something real. I want to tell you about a woman named Nadia. Nadia found my content about 18 months ago. She was 34 years old, working a good job in marketing, earning more money than anyone in her family had ever earned at her age, and completely unable to get ahead financially. She told me she felt like she was on a treadmill. Every month she earned, every month it disappeared. She did not have a spending problem, she told me. She was not buying luxury items or going on extravagant vacations. The money just went, and it went quietly, invisibly, in ways she could never quite track or explain. After watching my content, she decided to start with the wallet reset I described. She told me it took her about 35 minutes. She removed 11 cards she did not actively use. She discovered 2 subscriptions she had forgotten about, totaling $48 a month, because she found the cards attached to those subscriptions while doing the reset. She cleaned out 41 receipts, some of which were from over a year ago, and she organized her remaining cash, $430 that had been crumpled and folded and scattered among the debris, straightened out and counted for the first time, and she could not remember how long. That evening, Nadia told me she felt something shift. She said, "It sounds ridiculous, but I feel like I can breathe around money for the first time." And over the next 12 months, Nadia saved more than she had saved in the previous 5 years combined. Not because her income changed, not because she discovered some elaborate investment strategy, but because one simple act of intentional organization changed her relationship with money at its most fundamental level. And that change rippled outward into every financial decision she made from that day forward. This is the truth about wealth that almost nobody talks about. Wealth is not primarily built through strategy. It is built through relationship. Your relationship with money begins at the most basic level, at the level of how you physically handle it, where you keep it, what you allow it to share space with, whether you pay attention to it, or let it exist in a fog of unconsciousness. The wallet is where that relationship is most visible. It is where your habits and your beliefs and your intentions show up in physical, tangible form every single day. A person who keeps their wallet in order is a person who has decided to be in conscious relationship with their money. And that decision, made once and renewed every day through 60 seconds of attention, changes everything. Not overnight, not magically, but surely and steadily. The way any relationship improves when you begin to give it the care and attention it deserves. I want to give you 3 practices to carry with you from today. 3 things you can begin immediately that will transform your financial relationship starting this week. The first practice is the evening reset. Every evening before you sleep, empty your wallet of any receipts or debris that accumulated during the day. Place it on your desk or nightstand. Know what is in it. This single habit creates daily financial awareness that compounds over time into something profound. The second practice is the weekly cash audit. Once a week, on the same day, count the cash in your wallet, all of it. Note how much you had at the beginning of the week and how much you have now. Do not judge it. Do not shame yourself about it. Simply observe it. Awareness without judgment is the first step to change. Most people have never done this once in their lives. The simple act of counting and knowing is transformative. The third practice is the monthly wallet review. Once a month, do a mini version of the full reset. Make sure every card in your wallet still earns its place there. Make sure you have not accumulated receipts or debris. Make sure your cash is organized and the amount is intentional. Make sure your wallet can still close easily and cleanly. This review takes 5 minutes once you have done the initial reset, but it keeps your financial instrument clean and your financial relationship conscious month after month after month. Before I close, I want to say something to you directly. If you are watching this and you feel the sting of recognition, if you looked at Tariq or Amara or Reza and saw yourself, I want you to know that the discomfort you feel is not failure. It is awareness. And awareness is the most powerful financial tool available to any human being. Nobody sat you down and taught you how to treat money. Nobody showed you what a healthy financial relationship looks like at the most basic physical level. You learned what you learned from people who were also never taught properly. And the chain stops here today with you. In the next 20 minutes, when you empty your wallet onto a clean surface and decide, deliberately and consciously, what belongs there and what does not. This is not about perfection. This is not about becoming someone who is obsessed with money or rigid about finances. This is about building a relationship characterized by awareness, intention, and respect. Because money responds to those things, not in a mystical way, not because of any law of attraction, but in the most practical, grounded, psychologically documented way possible. People who pay attention to money make better decisions about money. People who treat money with intention accumulate more of it. People who regularly review their financial life, even at the level of the wallet, consistently outperform people who do not because of luck, not because of advantage, but because awareness is a compounding asset that grows with every day you practice it. I want you to do one thing right now before this video ends. Write in the comments the words, "I am cleaning out my wallet today," not tomorrow, not when you have time, today. Because the moment you make that declaration, something shifts. You move from passive watching to active commitment. And that shift, small as it seems, is the beginning of a different financial life. Share this video with someone you know who needs to hear it, someone who works hard and cannot seem to get ahead, someone whose wallet you have seen and recognized the chaos in, someone who deserves to understand that the change they have been looking for might begin in the most unexpected place imaginable. A clean, organized, intentional wallet. The same God who created order from chaos, who built the entire universe on principles of structure and intention, has given you the ability to bring that same order to the smallest corners of your life. And it is in those smallest corners that the biggest transformations begin. Clean your wallet, change your relationship with money, and watch what happens next.